Hi Aquarius, it's Jill. Welcome to Tarot by the Sea. This is your redo because I forgot to have my microphone plugged in, and yes, I do have it plugged in this time. Okay, this is your February 2018 reading. The children are home. If you can hear random noise in the background or I get distracted by people doing weird stuff, that's the reason why. Okay, so using the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti and the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Natalie Valentine. These readings are much shorter than the ones that I used to do for the monthlies when I was using Wisdom of the Oracle. Don't know if I've changed guides, don't know if it's using different cards, but there is something going on that is making them much shorter, which is probably good for you, to be honest, because you don't want to listen to me waffle on for an hour. Okay, I won't say anything about the cards if you want to fast forward to the end of the reading. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. You have the Queen of Cups, you have the Five of Swords, you have the Sun. You have the Fool. You have the King of Wands. And you have the Five of Cups. You also have, and I saw this come out earlier, because it fell out, the Knight of Wands. So that's quite important because it came out and it's come out again. Alright. So let's see what the Knight of Wands is. So it could be messages about something you are quite passionate about. Be very careful of the Knight of Wands sometimes. Okay, the Knight of Wands tends to be very passionate energy, which comes in and goes straight back out again. So, and you have the King of Wands, so it may be the same person. So just be aware of that as we go through. You've also got the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. So you have got a excuse me, a wandy person, or maybe this is you. Okay, maybe this is you. Then you have the World. You have the Seven of Spring. Nope. Right, you have the Two of Winter. Almost came out, but it kind of stuck to my hand. Oh my goodness, okay. Right. You have the Tower, but the Tower is on top of the Sun. I'm getting lots of quite conflicting cards. So it's a Tower, but it's a good Tower, by the looks of things. Or you're really, really happy, and then you have the Tower. But then you're the Fool, so I think it's actually the other way around. I think it's a good Tower. You have the Emperor. And the King of Wands is looking at the Emperor. The Five of Cups almost turned around then. So we're going to clarify that, I think. And you have the Four of Winter. The Four of Winter is the Four of Swords. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck you have the Strength. So you could be dealing with a Leo. And it says, so your Leo could be your King of Wands, okay, and your Knight of Wands, and your Page in reverse of Wands. It says, the grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges, the power of kindness and forgiveness, time to embrace how wonderful you are. How nice is that? So you are wonderful. Okay, we're starting your reading with the Queen of Cups. If you have water in your chart, this may be you. It could be you just feeling quite emotional. This lady, okay, she is quite emotional. She's very nurturing. She's very loving. Please don't look at my nails because they need to be done on Monday. She's very loving. She's very nurturing. She could be a water sign. So if you have water in your chart, maybe it's you. If not, you could be dealing with the water sign, okay? She can be a little bit needy in the reverse. She does like to be looked after. Look, she's got her cup held out and she's like, give me some love, please. And that's all beautiful, okay? She could be, you don't have any pentacle people in your chart. She could have earth in her chart as well. The only reason I'm saying that is because if you look at the kind of column behind her, it's the same as her dress. Okay, and it's a bit of a tenuous link, but I get drawn to these things sometimes. And when I was using the Wisdom of the Oracle cards, those columns that are in there were always kind of earth signs, okay? So it could be that she has earth in her chart as well as water. And then you have the World, okay? And the World says, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. Maybe you finished something with this Queen of Cups. Maybe you've come to the end of a cycle with them. It doesn't have to be love. Doesn't have to be love. Maybe you are feeling quite emotionally fulfilled as the Queen of Cups. Okay, and you've come to the end of a cycle and you can go in any direction from here on in. Maybe you are at the end of that cycle and you are looking for someone to come in as well. Maybe you're looking off to the horizons looking for your new love. Okay. You have the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords can mean a number of things. You could be this guy who's dead at the back. You could be the one who's pulling himself up. You could be the one standing there with a sword in hand going, yay, I'm the winner. Okay. But for some of you, it's like you are picking one thing to focus on. You have all these things that you've got to focus on and you're choosing one of them. Okay. For some of you as well, these are all the meanings of this card. I don't know why I'm having to tell you them all. This was you, then you got to this, then you got up, and then you're standing and you're holding your sword and you're going, yep, I am rocking it. I'm amazing. Maybe you've come out of something quite tough, but you've pulled yourself back out of it, and well done you. And maybe you needed to do that by being assertive. You have the Seven of Spring, okay, which is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, or the Seven of Spring says, be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. Perhaps for some of you, you're taking up a cause. Okay, perhaps for some of you, you're taking up something that's really important to you, Aquarius, and you're running with it. And it's like, it could be something political, it could be a charitable thing, it could be something to do with human rights, it could be something to do with that. Maybe you're taking part in a protest or something like that, okay, and you're ready to defend yourself if you need to. And you're also willing to arm other people who have got, you have all those swords there to get other people involved so that they can defend the cause as well. That's a really unusual one. I haven't actually done that one before, but that's what I'm seeing. May not resonate with everyone, may not resonate with everyone. So, okay, then we have the Sun and we have life experience. This is a Tower in this deck. Now, as soon as you have the Sun in a reading, okay, everything's going to be fine. So things are going to be good, okay? But it says, and you either need to do this to get the Sun, or you have the Sun and you need to do this. It says, let go of the belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities, okay? So this is a very different Tower from the usual Tower, okay? If you look at that picture, you have the man and the lady there, okay? He's pointing at the house, and maybe someone is offering you some kind of stability and security in a house or whatever, and she's kind of standing there, but she's not looking at him. He's not looking at her. She's not looking at him. He's looking at stability and security in a house, and she's kind of looking in the opposite direction. For some of you, it's quite possible that you're making a commitment to somebody. Maybe you're making a commitment to somebody and you want to move in with them. Maybe you've chosen your person, you've chosen your Queen of Cups, and you want to make a commitment to this person. You're standing up for what you believe in, okay, and you're standing up for yourself. And maybe you're asking this person to perhaps move in with you or to marry you. Maybe they're not entirely sure. Maybe they're not entirely sure, or maybe someone's asking you to do that and you're not entirely sure. Maybe someone's asking you to make a commitment and you're not entirely sure about it, or you're asking someone else. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be love. Maybe it's a commitment to a job, maybe it's a commitment to a career, maybe it's a commitment to, it could be a commitment to anything, could be any kind of project. Maybe you have all your swords and you're asking other people to get involved, and some people aren't very sure. Okay. For some of you, you need to be a little bit careful, because that looks a little bit like a prison door to me. Okay, she's not fighting though. If he's leading her towards prison, she's not fighting. And maybe if you are involved in something that is a political cause or something like that, maybe you're quite willing to take on those authorities. Maybe you're quite willing to do that in order to prove your point. And then the next thing we have is we have the Emperor and we have the Fool. Now remember what I said about this Knight of Wands, okay? The Knight of Wands has a few commitment issues. Okay. The Fool has a few commitment issues. Maybe whoever's offering to someone wants to be the Emperor. They want stability, they want security, they want all of those things. You can't really see the card, firstly because I can't get it in the camera, and secondly because as soon as I put it close to the camera it gets glare. So there we go. And it says use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organised, a firm but compassionate leader. Maybe that's you. Maybe you are the one being a firm and compassionate leader, and you are leading people towards some kind of security and structure and that kind of thing. Okay, so use logic and structure to increase your success. Be logical in how you're approaching people. Swords cards, swords people are very logical and analytical in the way that they behave. So maybe you have this idea that you're trying to convince other people about, and quite possibly that's what you need to do. And for some of you, you're having problems getting people to commit. For some of you, it's like someone's asking you to commit to something and you're just like, actually I'm quite happy. You have the Sun and you're just like, actually I'm quite happy with things as they are. I'm quite happy just wombling along on my merry way, and I don't really want to commit right now. Okay. And then you have this King of Wands. Now the King of Wands is a fiery little devil. Okay, he's the action man king. He wants basically passion, and he wants excitement, and he wants all those kind of things. And he's looking at the Fool. He is looking at the Fool. And we have the Justice card. So the King of Wands is a fire sign. So Leo, sorry, I can't even remember who they are. Oh my goodness. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we have Justice as well. Okay, and it says, take time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. This does kind of feel a little bit like trying to get people involved in some sort of a cause or a commitment of some sort. Or someone trying to get you involved in that. And that seems to be this reading. Okay, that does seem to be this reading. And I think it is a commitment thing. You have the Emperor and you have the Fool, and it's like one person doesn't want to commit and the other does. But you have this because you have these two people, okay, and one of them has an idea in his hand, look, and then they're trying to convince the other person. I'm looking at it like, you know, one of those overhead projectors or a whiteboard or something, and he's showing this other person the idea, and he's going, look at this idea. This could be at business as well. This could be at work. And trying to get someone to commit to a work project. Maybe you're going to the boss, maybe the Emperor is your boss, and you're going to your boss with this new idea. And maybe he's the King of Wands and he's looking at you like you're a total fool. But actually, once you share that and you're sharing this idea with him, it says, take time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. So, there we go. Okay. And then you have crying over spilt milk. I am never going to devalue this card. Some people just go, yes, crying over spilt milk. Do you know what? If you're hurting to that extent over something, if you have these cups in front of you and you have 3 cups in front of you, you still have 2 cups behind you, and you are focusing on the 3 cups in front. They were the ones that are most important to you. They were the ones that basically emotionally fulfilled you. Yes, you have a lot to be grateful for, I'm sure, and you have these 2 cups still standing. But you may be feeling emotionally drained as well, okay? You may be getting to the point where it's like you really wanted something and it didn't happen. So maybe you take this to your boss and you take it and they go, well, do you know what? You need to go away and think about this because it's not a fully formed plan right now. You need to go away, you need to think about it, and then you can come back. And perhaps you're a little bit disappointed by this, okay? But there is still hope because you still have 2 cups behind you. And it says, then you have the 4 of Winter, okay, which is the 4 of Swords, which is a kind of rest and recuperation card. It says, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep or a vacation. Okay. So maybe you are a little bit disappointed. Maybe you do just need to take some time out and review what it was that you were trying to do. Maybe you weren't successful on this occasion, and you're a little bit disappointed by it. But there is still hope. You're not in a place where nobody said no. All they've kind of said is that you need to review the details, I think. And I'm just thinking about my son, who is sitting here doing his work for college, who's an Aquarius, and maybe he takes it to his tutor, and his tutor goes, you need to do some more work on it, and he's a little bit disappointed, but actually it's not like it's such a bad thing. So let's have another couple more cards and see what comes out. He's just looking at me like don't drag me into this, woman. You're an Aquarius, Sandra. I'm doing an Aquarius reading. This is for next month. Pay attention. Right. So, here we go. We have, these are the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Okay, I'm just going to pull you 3 more cards and see if we can, let's see if we can clarify what the life experience is. Okay, it's come out in reverse, whatever it is. It's the Ace of Fire. So it's the Ace of Wands. So maybe this new idea isn't going through the way that you wanted it to. And maybe that's what it was. But you have the Fool, you have contentment, peace and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So maybe you've finished one project and you have, oh my goodness, you have the Knight of Air. You have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so you have renewal on the bottom of this deck, and it says review and evaluate a favourable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. For some of you, maybe you actually have finished a project. For some of you have finished a project, and basically what you need to do is you just need to do the finishing touches to it, for some of you. So we have the Ace of Air, which is the Ace of Swords. So that's a new idea. So maybe this isn't a new idea. Okay. And it says brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of the situation, a challenging beginning, but it's in reverse. It's in reverse. This isn't the beginning of something, I don't think. I think the Tower is basically pointing that it's the end, the completion of a stage of something. Okay, and you've been quite successful, and now you're ready to move on to a new adventure, some of you. And we have the Four of Fire, contentment, peace and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So maybe you have that. So maybe you were the Emperor, okay, you've completed your project, you're quite happy, and now you're just ready to move on to the next thing. That's for some of you. Or the next stage of something as well. And then you have the King of Wands, so you're looking at something that you're looking for, something that you're passionate about. Okay, maybe that's why the King of Wands is looking at the Fool, is you're looking for your next passion, you're looking for your next thing to do, you're looking for your next adventure. Okay. And maybe then you have a new idea again. And it says, take the time to review the details carefully, you will win in the end, fair and objective decisions. Okay, so for some of you, you're finishing off a project you need to just finish off, okay, and then you're basically there. And then you can have some time to just chill out. Maybe you are a little bit disappointed. I'm not quite sure why you would be disappointed though. Maybe you completed one project, you came up with a second one, you came up with a new one, you were all ready to go with it, and then actually it wasn't quite what somebody wanted. So maybe you were a little bit disappointed, or somebody else was a little bit disappointed. Maybe for some of you, you finished a project and someone was a little bit disappointed in the outcome of it, but why would they be? Why would they be? I don't know. Okay. But then we have the Knight of Air, so maybe this was the person that was a little bit disappointed, or this is somebody coming in with a new idea for you. Okay. It says events that occur with great speed, take time to carefully review your options and creative solutions. And the person is intelligent, decisive, idealistic and tireless. Maybe that is you. Okay, maybe you have that. Maybe this is some kind of like human rights project, and then you're off again on your next one. You get to the end of one, you're ready to go, then you start talking to somebody else. You find your new passion for justice or whatever this is, and you start taking a new path. And maybe it doesn't take you quite where you want it to. Maybe this needs to be reviewed. But then you have this new idea. Sorry, my phone is going off. It's really distracting me. It's a bit messy towards the end of this, and I think the reason it's a bit messy towards the end of this is because maybe you're trying to juggle new ideas and you're trying to get this new idea through whatever process you need to get this new idea through to actually get it approved. Maybe it doesn't get approved because the details aren't all there. It's not tidy enough, it's not neat enough for this King of Wands. maybe you can't get it past them, maybe you need to do more work on it, which is why you're disappointed, and you decide to take some time out to actually review it, just take a little bit of a chill pill and just sleep on it. Just sleep on it, and then you come back again to it, okay? And then you kind of come rushing in with the Knight of Wands. So, there we go. I think that's it. It feels a bit messy. It does feel a bit messy. I think the first half of February you're working on something, you complete it, and then that last half of February is a little bit messy as you're trying to get something else up and off the ground, or the next stage of something else up and off the ground. And I think towards the end of February, maybe you're just taking some time out to kind of review what it is that you're doing, and just have a think about it and have a sleep on it. Anyway, I'm going to go. I will see you very, very soon, and take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.